Welcome to Hack with a practical of progress bar. In this application, we are going to design a progress bar, which is a very important control in order to specify a user when a long process is working or when a long process is going on. I would like to give you an example. Let's say you want to log into Facebook. Facebook login will take a network operation, and it may be possible, depending on your internet speed, this login process could take a little time. During this phase, if a user is not notified about a process is going on, the user may feel like that the button of login has not been executed, and he will try to execute button again and again. That will do a false impact on a mobile application. So in order to avoid such circumstances, we make use of controls like progress bar in order to notify a user that a long process is going at the background or in the foreground, and he has to wait until the process completes. So let's get started with our progress bar application. We are going to start a new Android Studio project, and we are going to call this project as progress bar app. We are going to change the package information to progress bar. Let's click on next. We're going to run this application on a minimum version of Froyo. Let's click on finish, and a new project will be created. We are going to notify the user that some progress information is going on, and as soon as the things complete, we are going to test the application. There are two ways of designing the progress bar. Either we can make use of XML and we can show a progress bar information, or else we can make use of Java as well to define a customized progress bar. So let's get started with this. As soon as our application project is ready, we are going to design our progress bar. So now we'll switch to the design view, and within the design view, let's render that first. So as soon as the rendering is done, now we are going to make use of progress bar. You can see that we have multiple progress bar available here. Either you can go for a large progress bar, normal, small, horizontal progress bar. Many progress bars are available. So let me get started with a large progress bar for the first instance here. And as soon as the progress bar has been created here, what you can do is you can set the style information about the progress bar. Now what you can do is, within the style you can see that we have the default progress bar selected. You can simply go here and you can select different kind of styles for the bar. Now what next we need to do is, we have a progress bar available. Let me just save it and let me just show you how that progress bar looks at the moment when we have simply created an instance of progress bar control. I'm going to test this on our Froyo device. I have done no coding at the moment. I have just dragged the progress bar, which is a large progress bar, on our mobile application screen, and we'll see how individual progress bar looks. So as soon as the Gradle build completes, we are going to view a progress bar information. Next, we are going to understand how we can show or hide the progress bar as per our choice. And in the third part of this demonstration, we are going to create a progress bar with our credentials using Java code, and then we are going to display that. So scanning files. The project is indexed. Now we are going to execute this application on our mobile app, on our emulator Nexus 5 API number 23. As soon as the ADB is launched, we are going to have our application running on screen. and ADB is initialized, and now we are going to get a large progress bar. So now you can see that as soon as our application is running, we have received a progress bar running. So what we can do is either we can get started with this progress bar, we can play and pause it, and we can show or hide as per our choice. So now we are going to resume our demonstration to the second step, where we can display and hide the progress bar information. So in order to do this, what next we like to do, we are going to rename the text control here. Let's say that's a progress bar demo. Now what we'll do, we are going to drag and drop two buttons. One button will be to show the progress bar. We'll take another button, control, and this will be used to hide the progress bar. Let's call it as hide progress. So we have two buttons here. The first one is show progress is the ID is button, and hide progress has the ID button 2. So we are going to go to main activity. We are going to refer these controls button BT1, BT2. We are going to alt enter to import the button class in our application, in our activity. Then we are going to refer the button control. We are going to find view control by its ID, and we are going to specify ID as button first, and the second will be BT2, that will be typecast into button. We'll find view control by its ID, and we'll specify the ID as button 2. So now we have got these buttons referred in our application. Now we are going to set event handlers on these button controls. So on button control, we are going to set an on-click listener, and we are going to create a new instance of on-click listener here. Then we have to override on-click method. So this on-click method will be overridden within the scope of our new instance of view.onClick listener here. So as soon as the method is created, now we are going to override this on-click method here. And here what we will do, we need to refer the progress bar as well within our application. So I'm going to check the ID of the progress bar, and that is progress bar. So we are going to create an object of progress bar as well, progress bar, and let's call it as PB1. We are going to alt enter, and we are going to import the progress bar. We are going to refer the progress bar here. We are going to use the class progress bar, find view control by its ID, and specify the ID information as progress bar. Here within the on-click method, we are going to set the visibility information, and here we are going to view.visible. So BT1 is going to display or show the progress bar information, and in the same way we are going to set an event handler on BT2, set on-click listener. We are going to create a new instance of on-click listener interface here, and within this we'll override on-click method. Here we are going to set the visibility to view.gone. So now as soon as we click on PB1 on BT2, our PB1 visibility will be set to gone. So we are going to save it. We are going to run this application on our device. Our device is Android emulator Nexus 5 API number 23, which is running on port number 5554. So as soon as the Gradle build running is completed, our files will be scanned to index, and as soon as the scanning is done, now we are going to display. We are going to run our application on our device. As soon as the application runs on our device, we are going to do the demonstration on how to show the progress bar and how to hide the progress bar. As soon as the ADB is initialized, our application will run on our device. So this time ADB running will So now we are waiting for the Gradle to run. It's taken some time. Let me just run that again. So since the ADB was running in the last case, sometimes it happens that the new instance is not launched. So we have just put that in the backstack view. Let me just monitor the Android emulator. Now the ADB is initialized and here the application is running. So now if I hide the progress bar, you can see that since the layout was relative, hence the buttons just switched to up. So now we are going to click on show the progress bar and the progress bar appears again. If we click on hide, gets hide. If we click again on show, we can see the progress bar. So now in the third part of this demonstration, we are going to create a progress bar using our own code, and let's see how that can be done. So we are going to close the project here. We just disconnect that with this. Now we are going to get started with a new Android Studio project, and we will call it as Progress Demo 2, and here Progress Bar 2. Let's click on next. We are going to run this application on Froyo. We'll click on next. Let's click on finish. Now we are going to create a progress bar which will have ample amount of information within the progress bar itself in order to convey a message with a progress bar to a user. So we are going to create a new progress bar application. In this case, now this time I don't need a progress bar to draw from the XML. I'm going to make use of Java program and I'm going to create a progress bar, and that progress bar will be displayed in our application. So since the Gradle build is finished, now we'll go to main activity, and within this main activity, now what we like to do, we're going to create a new progress bar as soon as our application runs. So let's say I'm going to create a progress bar, pb is equal to new progress bar, and we are going to specify the context this. So a progress bar has been initialized. Within this progress bar we are going to set the title, so with the part of progress bar, what next we can do, let's make a progress dialog here. pd is equal to new progress dialog, new progress dialog, and we are going to specify the context as this. Within this PD we are going to set the title, and within this title we are going to say let's say my operation. We are going to set the title of the operation. Then we are going to set a message so that a user gets notified, operation in progress, and then pd dot show. So we are going to show that. Okay. Now what we'll do, we are going to set a for loop here, and as soon as the for loop is completed, then we are going to hide the progress dialog. So I'm going to do integer I is equal to 0, I is smaller equal to, let's say, up till 10,000. We'll do I++, and let's say some operation will be done, log.I. So we'll do something like, we'll take the log class here, we are going to alt enter to import the log class. We are going to say for operation, and we are going to display for I is equal to I. So some log information will be logged in the logcat, and as soon as the progress bylog runs. So otherwise what next we can do is within the for loop, and later we can display pd.hide, and now within this, now what we can do is we can do something like pd.setMessage. We can change the message again and again, but let's say that if that's not required, pd.hide, we'll save it, and we are going to run this application on our dice. So we are going to log the for operation, and we are going to test the application on our Android application here. Now as soon as the Gradle build finished running, we'll go for a for loop for around 10,000, and then we are going to pause our progress dialog. So this progress dialog will be a little better, which can show the progress information as well as it can convey a message to the user. So we are waiting for the Gradle build to complete. As soon as our application is compiled, our application will run on our Nexus 5 API 23. So now the Gradle build has finished. Now we are waiting for our ADB to get initialized and test the application on our Nexus 5. By the time it runs the application on the device, let me just give you a quick review of what we have coded. We have created a new instance of progress dialog using the keyword new and with the constructor progress dialog, and within this we have specified the context, and this keyword refers to our current activity, which is our main activity.java. So our progress dialog will be running in our current activity, which is main activity. After initialization of the object, using the function setTitle, we have specified a string to be displayed as a title on our progress dialog. Then using the method setMessage, we have specified a string to run to display some information to the user about the progress of the operation. Then using the show method, we have displayed the progress dialog. The progress dialog will continue up till the for loop completes a count of 10,000, and as soon as it completes, our progress dialog will be hidden. And this is what our application logical code is. And we are waiting for the application to be tested on our device. It may be possible sometimes emulators take a little time to launch here. So in that case, you have to wait for some time. Till then, your applications are not launched on the emulator. And another good idea is to test these applications on your mobile phone. So now you can see that some for loop information has been running. The for loop has actually completed before the things gone through. So now what we like to do, let me just stop this for a moment. Let me just not go into the for loop for a moment. We'll just simply run the show part first. So I'm again compiling the application. I've just commented the for loop information. I will just demonstrate pd.show first in order to show you how the application works. So now the application will be launched again. So now this time you can see that your my operation is running and a progress dialog is being appeared with a status message that operation is in progress. As soon as you click out, the application gets stopped. So now what we'll do test the hide information. So in order to do this, what we'll just do, we're going to drag a button control here on our layout. We'll just re-render that. We are going to change this to our progress demo. Now what we'll do, we'll take a button control here at the top right, and let's say we're going to call it as stop progress in order to hide it. So we're going to save it. It will be, the ID of this button control will be button. We're going to refer this control in our application. Let's call it as button BT1. We're going to alt enter to import the button class in our main activity. And then we are going to refer this control BT1 as button find view by ID r.id button control. And on this BT1, we are going to set an event handler bt1.set onClick listener, and we are going to create a new instance of onClick listener. As soon as our onClick method is overridden here, we are going to do something like pd1 dot, let's say it is pd dot height. So progress dialog, we are going to make this pd progress dialog as a global variable here. So we are going to call it as pd, and we are going to create a global variable progress dialog PD. So now PD is going to be a global variable, and it will be accessible within your onClick method. Now we are going to click on run. Let's play the application on our device. So now the Gradle build is running. As soon as the Gradle completes compilation of the program, we are going to test our application on the phone. That's our emulator, Nexus 5, running Android Marshmallow, API 23. So now you can see that your progress operation is running, and if you go and click the stop progress, so the progress has gone. So this is how a progress dialog works in Android. Thank you for watching the video.